Today I'm going to take a look at another beer that was sent to me from Ryan, aka Stumpyjoejr, out in San Diego. This is from the Coronado Brewing Company, and it is their Hoppy Daze IPA. Now it says that it is a Belgian style IPA, so it's going to be a little bit different. 9% alcohol, so it's pretty big. It doesn't say that it's an Imperial IPA, but that's a pretty big ABV for just a regular IPA, but we'll see how it goes. It smells really good already, just popping the cap. Alright. Oh man, that's got a really awesome aroma already. Okay, so it's a very, very clear, golden yellow, straw yellow, just really pretty looking beer. A lot of carbonation floating up through the middle of the beer. Really nice, tight, off-white head. Looks really great. And the smell is awesome. There's just like a big tangerine, big citrus notes coming through. More so on like the orangey rather than the grapefruit end. And there's definitely a huge overripe pineapple, or just like right on the edge of being too ripe pineapple. Lots of pineapple, and there's some peach and mango. A lot of tropical fruits going on. That's the main thing I'm getting, just really big tropical fruit, hoppy flavors. But that smell is really, really great. Belgian, there might be a spiciness coming through ever so slightly, but this is straight out of the refrigerator, so there might be some things numbed in the aroma, but yeah, I'm not picking up a whole lot of like a Belgian yeast kind of smell. There's not like any of those yeasty esters or anything like that. There might be a spiciness that's coming through, but other than that, nothing too different than regular, or no, besides it just smelling awesome, there's nothing too different than a normal IPA. Let's see how it tastes. Wow, that's got a really big bitter bite at the very beginning. That lasts throughout the whole mouth. There's definitely it's definitely a bitter beer. It says on the side of the thing that there's a bitter finish, but there's a bitter beginning, a bitter middle, and a bitter finish. There's just bitterness throughout the whole thing. But yeah, it starts off with that citrus. There's a big citrus bite at the very beginning with a spiciness, with like a peppery, spicy, herbal, piney, resiny, just bitter flavor at the very beginning. Very, very hop forward. There's not a whole lot of malt coming through, and the malt that is coming through is kind of a crackery, bready, light kind of malt. Maybe a little bit of a carameliness in there, but not much. That's just a very, very bitter beer. I like it. It is very, very bitter. It's also very refreshing. Because of the level of bitterness, I would not say that it's a super easy drinker. I couldn't just sit here and just kick it back because it is very bitter. But I could see how on a really hot day that something like this would be super refreshing. Just like cold, bitter beer just would really kind of like help you shake off the hot day, But that fruitiness, the tropical fruits, don't really follow through as much as I was hoping. That smell got me so excited because those big pineapple and orangey notes really came through a lot, and I thought that they would continue to come through in the flavor. But there's mostly just a big, bitter, citrus, piney bite, and like I said, it just stays bitter throughout the whole thing. Lots of bitterness. But I'm gonna let this warm up a little bit, come back, have some final thoughts, and see how it goes. So just hang on a second. Alright, welcome back. So I've been sipping on this for a while, got a little bit left here. So overall, I'm not getting a whole lot of Belgian anything in this. There might be a little bit of a spiciness, like I said. But if you were to give this to me blindly and just tell me what to taste, then I would say this is just a big IPA. I really wouldn't taste anything out of the ordinary that would tell me that this is a Belgian IPA at all. But like I said, there might be a little bit of a yeasty, spicy character in the background that's just coming through ever so slightly, but it's really not dominant at all. But as it's warmed up, the bitterness has mellowed out a bit. It still is a bitter beer. I'd say this is still a very bitter IPA. But the bitterness has mellowed out. It's not as bitey as it was. And there's a bit more of the sweetness coming through, a bit more of the sweet caramely malts coming through as it's warming up. But overall, this is a very enjoyable beer. The nose was incredible when I poured it, and I think that was the best part of the beer. I think that the nose was the best. That smelled awesome. I was slightly disappointed that all those aromas didn't follow through in the palate, but it still is very refreshing. Yeah, so that is the Hoppy Daze Belgian IPA. I'm going to go ahead and say it's an Imperial IPA. Imperial Belgian IPA from Coronado Brewing Company. Big thanks to Ryan for sending me this bottle. I'm enjoying it. Thanks for coming back for another episode of Grizzly Beer Reviews. Come back for more. This has been a pretty good beer.